Well, yeah, thank you, Cobalt. And as I was saying, I used to stumble out of a club at like 4 in the morning with a fag in my mouth, giving it Jack the Large before I was off for like a sprint race against Usain Bolt, which I won.
Yeah, only after you cheated.
Well, let he or she or they or ze without sin cast the first stone.
There are multiple reports, Harry, that you are failing and struggling to adapt to your new life as a spare, and that you're eager to return to your old life as a spare. Harry's happy, Harry's fine. Aren't you, Harry?
Well...
Yeah, see? He's overjoyed. Is that true, Harry? Are you overjoyed with your new life as a honey and jam merchant?
I actually had some of Meghan's jam on toast this morning. I wouldn't say it was nice.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Hold on, there is a but coming. But it did take the taste of the honey away. But as you asked, yes, I do miss the UK and, having friends and a purpose for life and all that,
Harry, you have got a purpose in your life.
Well, yeah, but, like increasingly, it feels like my purpose is to make your purpose more purposeful, on purpose.
Eloquently put, Harry. Yeah, so you agree. You do have a purpose. I sometimes wonder what he's going on about sometimes. He just talks. I mean, you say you haven't got a purpose, but you've got like one of the biggest, most important purposes in like the whole world.
But it's your purpose.
Yeah, my purpose is a purpose. You said you didn't have a purpose. Can you please stop saying purpose?
It's not turned out the way I thought it was going to turn out, I thought I was going to be talk of the town, I thought I was going to be like the focal point of interest in our new lives.
Where did you get that idea?
Yeah, from you. When you said to me, trust me, Harry, you'll be the focal point of interest in our new lives.
Yeah, but you can't extrapolate from that. I mean, Harry and his extrapolations. I mean, Harry, that was back in 2018 I said that, when you were reluctant to the idea of moving out of the UK.
Yeah.
And what year is it now?
Yeah, okay, it's... I don't know, actually.
Yeah, okay, well, we can just chalk that down into the ever-lengthening column of things that you don't know.
Well, here's something else you might not know. Before my magical marriage to the marvellous Meghan, I used to be a bit of a lad. Bird on each arm, smile on my face, and my feet resting in the bubbles of a jacuzzi.
Yeah, you used to embarrass yourself. Whereas now, you embarrass him.
Well, yeah, thank you, Cobalt. And as I was saying, I used to stumble out of a club at like 4 in the morning with a fag in my mouth, giving it Jack the Large before I was off for like a sprint race against Usain Bolt, which I won.
Yeah, only after you cheated.
Well, let he or she or they or ze without sin cast the first stone.
So are you saying that you are considering moving back to the UK so you can get a little of your erstwhile enjoyable lifestyle back?
Oh, I've just got tired of whinging, Cobalt, and being whinged at. That's my whole life now. One big circle of whinging and being whinged at. Quick kip, up for breakfast, blueberry muffin, and back to the whinging.
Oh, will you stop this mopey behavior in public, Harry? Yeah, and I'm sure I've spoken to you about this before, Harry.
Yeah. Oh, I no doubt you have, Meghan.
Nobody's in any doubt that you have, Meghan. I mean, I cannot get my head around how there are so many people who are just so stupid.
The thing is, I know I'm still an immensely likeable kind of guy. Up for a laugh, game for a play, whatever that means. But something's happened, something's changed. And I've just got to try and figure out what it is.
Many of us had already guessed it. There had been rumours, but it's been confirmed now. Sorry, what has? Yeah, what? Come on, Meghan, be brave. Confess. Well, let's put it this way. The Queen gave you Frogmore Cottage, But where did you want to live? Well, I had no real passionate, strong feelings on it, either way. I just assumed that as a newly minted royal couple, let's be frank, talk of the town, if not talk of the entire world, that, yeah, we'd be given a suite in Windsor Castle. No, Meghan, I'm sure you had no strong feelings on the matter either way. Yet, how would you reply to those who accuse you of being an obnoxious charlatan who had those big dollar-sign eyes on Windsor Castle from the very beginning?
That's not fair. That's not fair. She did say she would settle for a wing in Buckingham Palace.
How adaptable. Call me stupid, but don't princesses live in castles?
You weren't and aren't a princess.
Yeah, which is another thing that didn't really, work for me. I mean, H is a prince, okay? And I did the math, and I came to the conclusion that I'd be a princess.
So would you not have married Harry had you have known you would have only received the meagre honour of a duchess? We married for love, Cobalt. Love.
Yeah, love. Yeah, love. But, love is always in context, right? You got to put love in context. And that context consists mainly of, money and fame.
Meghan's intelligence is almost mystical to me. I mean, look how she can put everything into context.
Richly so. And it would seem, Meghan, that the context within which you were most excited about marrying Harry was the one which was wrapped up in a castle with a label saying princess on it dangling down the side.
Yeah, I think there's something in that, right? And in fact, I'm grateful to you for bringing that, injustice back into the public consciousness, right? It's just about, supplying you more information, basically, taking some time to get to know us, to get to know the real us, the real me, and when you do that, I'm pretty sure some minds are going to change.
Yes, you were more popular before we learned more about you, which is something you're finding quite painful, I hear, finding your unpopularity difficult to swallow.
Yeah, it's difficult for us both.
It's one of the most bizarre paradoxes in nature. I mean, I just do not get it. I just do not get it.
But in different ways, it's difficult.
I mean, I cannot get my head around how there are so many people who are just so stupid.
The thing is, I know I'm still an immensely likable kind of guy. Up for a laugh, game for a play, whatever that means. But something's happened, something's changed. And I've just got to try and figure out what it is.
Since when, Harry?
Since I married Meghan. Just got to work out what it's going to be. I haven't got the foggiest. I haven't got the foggiest. But don't worry, I'll chat it over with Meghan when I get home, She'll figure it out.
Oh, we hear, Harry, that you're holding a furious Meghan back from confronting King Charles. True?
No. I wouldn't hold my Meghan back any more than I could hold her back. I mean, if I laid a finger on her, she'd divorce me in seconds. Yeah, I gave her a peck on the cheek the other day and I received a letter from her attorney. That was so cute.
Well, you should always ask for consent, Harry. You should always ask for consent.
Yeah, but I was trying to be romantic.
Yeah, but can't you show your romantic side like a proper husband? Buy me something or like publicly denounce your family. You know how I get with physical contact.
Well, I mean, you can't wait to stick your arms round my polo teammates.
Yes, but, it's different when I'm on maneuvers.
So you don't like being touched by those who have already fallen into your vice-like grip, Meghan?
Exactly. What's the point?
Well, it's all just got a bit out of control, okay? Meghan believes, my Meghan, she just believes that, Papa has released his, Highgrove Royal Honey at this particular time to overshadow, Meghan's release of, honeys and jams and what else is it that you're doing, my little hornet?
I don't feel it, right? I know it, okay? I just keep saying to myself, you got to be patient, Meghan. You got to be patient, Meg, okay? Because like the old proverb says, good things come to those who plot.
It's just a big misunderstanding that I'm sure is going to get cleaned up pretty soon.
Well, that seems decidedly optimistic, Harry, considering your relationships are at an all-time low across the board. They squeezed me out whilst I was there, right? And then, they schemed against me the minute I left, okay? And then the second I get, a little bit of happiness, the moment I get a teeny-weeny, teensy little bit of success, Dad comes out, and he sabotages, on purpose, my new venture, right? My new venture.
And do you think that you will confront him on this issue?
Yeah, I think I will. I really think I will, because I'm a strong, independent woman, all right? And I'm not afraid to call out what needs to be called out. Harry, do you remember when I lectured your friends about the sexist and bigoted jokes they were telling?
What, you mean after you just literally met them for the first time?
That's right.
I do, my little tapeworm. It was a real eye-opener for all of us.
Seems as if your eyes weren't opened quite wide enough, Harry.
Well, I just personally celebrated, how brave and strong and independent she is, yeah.
And how did those friends take it?
Oh, well, I'm not sure, actually, because ironically, that was the last time I saw them.
Well, no, that's not strictly true, Harry. I mean, you were in contact with one of them, I think, afterwards. One of them?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, that's right. No, yeah. No, you just had a little private word in my ear to suggest that I was making a massive mistake by marrying that. I think he referred to her as a killjoy, busybody charlatan. And if I did, I'd find myself, unhappy, isolated, irrelevant, and balding.
Oh, right. And what did you say?
Nothing much. I came straight home and told Meghan, my Meghan.
Of course.
She told me that I needed to cut them out of my life like a dirty, cancerous tumour, and that it was easily done, and that she had done it thousands of times.
Yeah. You've got to cut that stuff out at the root if you want to achieve and maintain happiness.
Meghan calls it root canal. Yeah, it's a metaphor. You got to clear that gunk away, desensitize the nerve, and then, like the tooth, admit that you're dead inside.
I really think I might have missed my calling as a poet.
We're going there to taste the purest form of high-grade education that one can receive.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to go and sample the Colombian delights that we've heard so much about.
And will you be taking your children?
No.
They tend to cramp our style. I mean, we're going to build relationships here, not constantly deal with screaming kids.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, we're going to miss them. It's going to be a really hard 4 days without Archwell and
Lilibet.
Lilibet. Yeah, I knew that. Lilibet.
Archwell.
Yeah, he's doing good. Anyway, we've been invited by Vice President Francia Marquez. So, later this summer it's going to be bye-bye Montecito and hello Bogota.
Which is this smaller place, very close to Colombia.
Yeah, it's the capital city, you idiot.
Yeah. As I was saying, it's this small little place that's only 200 miles away from South America.
I'll make a note of that, Harry.
Yeah, when we get there, Harry, make sure you don't say anything to anyone, okay? Especially anyone who's official looking.
Well, I was just going to let my natural charm shine through.
Yeah, and whatever you do, don't try and speak Spanish.
What? You mean I can't even give it a bit of the old gracias?
I'm being deadly serious.
Of course you are, my little viper.
As you're no longer working members of the royal family, this won't be an official trip, of course.
No, but we aim to make it look and feel like one.
Oh, indeed, we had no doubt that you'd happily ride the slipstream of the institution you've so publicly disparaged without even the slightest shred of shame.
Oh, shame is so 20th century.
And what is it that you'll actually be doing in Colombia?
Oh, the usual, showcasing their heritage and history and focusing on trying to create safer spaces online.
Right. So you two knuckle-headed imbeciles will be travelling to Colombia without your children to focus on creating online safe spaces.
That's right, Cobalt. There are a lot of hurt feelings out there, hurt feelings that might never recover. And I refuse just to stand by watching my hair fall out, doing absolutely nothing about it.
Me neither. I mean, this stuff's been going on since, like, my birth, And it's only gotten worse over the intervening 42 years. 42 years. Yes, although online didn't exist when you were born, Meghan, so that's a lie. Do either of you realise that Colombia is in the top 10 murder capitals of the world? Right. Okay, and? And you're going there to focus on online safe spaces.
That's right. I'm particularly interested in going after these parody accounts that mock and defame celebrities like us.
Really? I haven't seen them.
There's this really awful one, really, really awful one, Cobalt, that portrays Meghan as a cold-hearted and manipulative slapper, and me as a close-eyed, cretinous abuse victim who occasionally bursts out into song.
It's probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's vicious.
Oh, I know it is, my little tarantula. The only decent thing about the channel is the songs that the Harry character writes, These are my bits. That is my stuff. I need some more. I don't have enough. I'm going to get what's coming to me. I'm going to get what's coming to me. Get what's coming to me.
Oh
get
my
what's coming to
God,
me.
you're going to get what's coming to you.
Yeah, well, allegedly.
Hello there. My name's Dr. Cobalt Jackson. As I'm sure many of you are aware, Prince Harry, has just finished an interview with ITV. But, as many of us expected, more questions have been raised by his attempts to put the record straight. So we've invited him in, without his awful wife, to try and put some flesh on the bones of the statements he's made. Welcome, Harry.
Hello, Dr. Jackson.
Let's get straight to it, shall we? You've claimed that it's not safe to bring Meghan back to the UK at the moment, that you fear she might be attacked?
Yeah, because of the media, the dirty, rotten, lying media. Because they've been spreading misinformation and lies about her.
Misinformation and lies?
Yeah, both. And they've pumped out vile hate speech against her. And all it requires is one person to believe it, and God knows what could happen to her.
Oh, that truly is horrible. Awful, Harry. I mean, can you give us some examples of the misinformation spewed by the media that is indeed putting your wife at risk?
Well, first of all, they said that she just dumped her father. Okay. Then they said that she'd been bullying palace staff, bit of bully to the palace staff. They said that she accepts jewellery from dictators and criminals. And worst of all, actually, they said that she's changed me irreparably for the worse.
As you know, Harry, I personally love you two and will happily imbibe any and all ludicrous narratives spun by yourselves. Yet in the name of journalistic integrity,
which is very important,
I'm going to have to ask, how can you define these stories as misinformation and lies when they are predominantly either true or a matter of someone's personal opinion?
Well, with all due respect, I'm not sure that you understand how misinformation and lies work, Cobalt.
Well, please explain.
Well, it's not about the actual truth of the story itself. It's about whether it spreads a greater story that isn't true. Well, for example, my Meghan isn't a bully, okay? She's not a bully. That's a fact. We need to establish that as a fact. Anything else, would be misinformation. So, when they released a story about how she was bullying palace staff and speaking to them, well, I won't use the term, but you can just imagine, and she used to hammer them. She used to go in hard. But by reporting on that story, it implies that she's a bully, and she's not a bully. So can you see how misinformation and lies spread so easily?
Ah, right. Yes. That does seem difficult to follow, however, Harry, the logic of it.
Don't get bogged down on logic when raucous emotions can push you through. That's what Meghan taught me. And it doesn't surprise me that you can't understand this, Cobalt. I mean, it's a very tricky subject. Look, I'm an expert on this stuff now, on misinformation and whatever. And it's my calling, my mission in life, if you will, to come in and sort this stuff out.
This stuff being...
The stuff the media have been getting away with for years. I mean, they've purposely caused a rift in my family.
It's nothing to do with your behaviour and actions.
We're getting perilously close to misinformation again here, Cobalt. It was all the media's fault. And, like I said in the previous interview, I really hoped that we could do this, as a family.
What, the legal action?
Yeah, I thought we could even bond over it. But no, the media made sure that wouldn't happen.
Oh, I simply assumed that the rest of the royal family refused to back your campaign.
Yeah, but why? Because of the media.
Oh, I always thought it was because it would be a terrible optic to have a united royal family burnished with jewels and crowns and estates throughout the country to take collective legal action against the media, the only ones capable of giving the public a peek into their lives. I mean, if they lost, it would be embarrassing, and if they won, it would look terrible and possibly be the end of the monarchy.
No, there's none of that. It's the media, okay? And I'm going to see this through to the end, right? Because they've caused a rift in my family. Those heartless media zealots.
Right, well, I can't handle much more of this, but luckily for me, I've got a plane to catch, so I'm going to hand you over to my capable assistant for the rest of the interview, okay? Barman?
Barman, what are you doing here?
Now, we don't know each other in the context of this interview, Harry, all right? Now, first of all, what on earth are you on about?
Well,
You're afraid that Meghan's going to get attacked. Are you sure it's not because she knows she's going to get booed and she can't hack it?
No.
Look, she's fake and she's sanctimonious. And she's dropped people, including her father, in what appears to be harsh and callous way. So you've got to make it clear to her and yourself that there are consequences for this type of behaviour.
Yeah, but the media...
The media were as one in their syrupy praise for Meghan and you, right up until and after the wedding. Nobody had it out for you.
Yeah, but...
And what is all this nonsense about misinformation? You are maggot-brained, Harry. Your description of misinformation reads like a hostage letter from deep inside the cells of stupidity. It don't make sense.
Yeah, but only if you use logic.
Logic is the only thing that's transparent to us all, Harry. The rest of it's just a pile of words. No one should be allowed to be the arbiter of misinformation, for obvious reasons. But those reasons aren't obvious to you, Harry, because you're a moron. I'm sorry, I wouldn't say it if you weren't being so destructive, but you are. The idea that you're on a mission to fix the press is both hilarious and terrifying.
Don't make me use my A-level in art.
And what is all this about you wanting to do it as a family? It's not a boat trip, you idiot.
I think idiot's a bit harsh.
I don't. You try to blame the media for the rift in your family. No, it's the interviews and the whinging and the accusations, Harry. Yeah, you've been brainwashed, and this is the consequence. Stop complaining now. You're not on a mission. You're not special. You're a fish out of water who's been subsumed into the Californian clique of single mothers and frustrated performers by proxy. You don't belong there, and you don't add anything. Which I no doubt is filling you with a black bile of rage which you can't express, and therefore direct onto the media in a battle that you can't define, you can't win, and is costing you your air.
Where's Dr. Jackson?
Hello there. They've just finished their CBS interview where they've announced the launch of yet another initiative. So we thought we'd get the tone-deaf duo back in to help explain how the sentiment of their new project coheres with the treatment they've shown their own families. Harry, Meghan.
Hey.
Hi.
I know it will annoy you, Meghan, but if we can let Harry start. Harry, please explain why there's a need to focus on online safety for children.
Yeah, well, back in the olden days, you could always see what your children were up to if they were inside your house.
One with a roof, it would seem.
That's right. Whereas now, your children and their actions are effectively hidden from you when they're online.
Yeah, we have 2 children, 3 and 5. Oh my God, that's so amazing.
I mean, you can be sitting in the dining room chomping on a banana, and for all you know, they could be chatting online to some weirdo from Egypt or, ow, Greece.
You do raise some concerning points there, Harry. We have two children, 3 and 5, and they're really amazing.
So we're going to set up an online safety program on our Archwell website.
Well, I'm sure that everyone agrees that anything that can be done to protect children from the dark corners of the internet is a good development. Although some may question and wonder why you two consider yourselves the ones to head this thing up. A cynical man might say it's merely yet another excuse to get yourselves back in the headlines. Well, this world is full of cynicism, right? And I make sure I teach my kids that, They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. Well, there really is so much to say at this point, I'm not really sure that I can get it all out. But luckily, I do have a friend to assist. Barman? Right, look, I'm a naturally optimistic and positive person, so I'd like to believe that your drive to help children is wholly altruistic.
It is.
We have 2 children, 3 and 5. And look, I agree with the sentiment. Although I would say it would be more effective just to simply deny them the ability to solo scroll and get them reading and living instead. But anyway, something don't quite add up here.
What?
Your poorly father is deserted and alone in a Mexican border town in the USA, succumbing to the ravages of time, desperately missing his daughter and dying to see his grandchildren, who are 3 and 5, and they're just amazing. Pipe down. And this is all in punishment for a relatively minor media indiscretion, especially in comparison to the mushroom cloud of telltale self-pity that explodes whenever anyone puts a microphone near either one of your bazoos.
Yeah, but we like harmony in our house.
And what is it with these hand signals, Harry? You're not doing the YMCA, you idiot. Fix things closer to home. And that goes for you too, Mr. McVitie's. You've been responsible for the fallout of your family ever since you've been on a non-stop whinge tour with this one. It's all well and good trying to fix things for everyone, but those lives who have been injured by your two's self-centered and delusional behaviour need attention first. But enough chatting. Enough initiatives, enough projects, enough programs. Okay? Apologise. Build fences, build bridges. Tone down to self-referential behaviour. Practice what you preach. Then, perhaps, the world might take you seriously when you're trying to do good. Otherwise, it just looks like hypocritical bilge from a pair of prats who clearly find reality too difficult to face. Well, all I know is that I have 2 children, 3 and 5, and they are amazing.
Yeah, well, all I know is that before I met my Meghan, I used to spend far too much time being happy to properly concentrate on my mental health.
That was the video, so if you could please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and leave a comment for the algorithm. Anyone would like to support the channel, there is 2 links in the description box below. Thank you.